Hello and welcome back to the channel. I thought I would illustrate today how citrus can bloom on both old and new wood. What we're looking at here is an Owari Satsuma. It's blooming now. As you can see, this is the older wood, last year's wood, and it's blooming off of that. And that's very common, but also common is what it will do here. This is a new flush that just came out a couple weeks ago, and as you can see, it's blooming off of that as well. And you can see plenty more examples of where it's going to either is blooming or will bloom soon off of new wood. That's very common with citrus. You'll see blooms on old and new wood. What typically will happen though is if citrus is killed back by a hard freeze, when the new growth emerges, it will not bloom. And it seems, the only way I can describe it is that the blooming off of new wood seems to occur when the new wood emerges from healthy, undamaged older wood. Here's another great example of blooming on old wood. Here's some an older shoot and then a new shoot emerging with some blooms on it. So that's very common for citrus to do that, and so it's not unusual to see it blooming. Now, how many of these will actually set fruit is unknown. This is still a pretty small plant. And as I said, it's Owari Satsuma, and they don't get, enormous. Over time, they will get sizable. This one, I grafted a good while back. That it was in a container for a long time. I planted it a couple years ago. It did get somewhat damaged by the freeze of Christmas 22. It was still very small, and I protected it. This past winter, I didn't protect it at all, but we didn't have any really cold weather, although it was sustained cold for quite some time, especially in January. So again, citrus, and this is just one example of Owari Satsuma. Not uncommon at all to see it on all types, where you see blooming off of old wood and then coming off of a new shoot on the new wood. Thanks again. Hope everybody has a great day.